So we kind of have this home improvement theme going on the show today, so let's continue it. What do you say? And talk about the deck that you're wanting to put on your house. You know you have one that you're dreaming of adding on. So lucky for us, Robert Jones is here with Armor Exteriors. They're doing this each and every day. Good to see you.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Are you just doing new decks, or actually if you're looking to remodel an existing one?
Pretty much both.
Okay.
Remodeling is kind of where we're comfortable, but this time of year, it's just a great time of year to replace that deck. You know, doing it in kind of that February, March, April time frame, you'll be able to have it installed and it'll be ready to go to enjoy for the summer.
Once upon a time, a deck was just a deck. Not the case anymore.
Yes.
You've got a lot of options now, don't you?
There really are. You know, everything from just a traditional wood deck to we use some amazing composite materials that, you know, can last up to 50 years. Do not get hot in the summer, look like wood, you don't have to stain. You do spend a little bit more money, but you pretty much just set it and forget it.
So I think, you know, at some point it does all come down to money. And people do have to live on a budget. Most of us do. So nothing wrong with calling you and just saying, look, this is kind of my range, and how do you recommend I start?
Of course. When you give us a call, we send one of our design consultants out and we'll actually go through, we'll design the deck for you, we'll take photos. You can kind of get a visualization of what the deck's going to look like, and then we'll go through kind of a good, better, best situation that's going to work around your budget.
Are there some trends you're seeing?
You know, Trex, the composite, I mean, it really is trending. There's a lot of great technology that they've been putting out over the past few years. And again, it does cost a little bit more, but the options are, do you want to stain your deck regularly? Do you want to have to maintain it versus you want a deck that's going to look good, it's going to perform well, and you never have to think about it again.
Are you able to kind of draw up a virtual image for people before you start?
We are. So we will, once the deck is designed, we can actually kind of help you visualize it. You can see an image and actually kind of see what your deck may look like before you ever purchase anything or decide to work with us.
You mentioned that February and March are good times to kind of get this ball rolling, but people are not going to be alone in that thinking.
Exactly.
So if they call you now, I guess it all starts, do they come to you first, or do you like to come to them first?
So it typically just works. They're going to give us a call. We'll typically send somebody out within sometimes a day or two even. If they decide to go with us, you know, typically within a month, we can have somebody out there installing your deck. So if you acted, say, on March 1st, realistically, you may have a new deck by early April.
I would imagine it's a big time of year for you too, because people who are getting tax refunds probably like to use this as a way to improve their house.
It is, and during the month of March, we are going to be offering up to $1,500 off all new deck installations, or even just a year of no interest, just to kind of help. Hopefully you will get a tax refund back this year, and this is a great time to kind of move forward with that.
Do people, if depending on how you choose to do your deck and what your yard situation is like, you can even kind of have layers of a deck, tiers of a deck, that then prevents your yard from being such a pain in the neck to maintain too, right?
We are seeing a lot of people that are getting kind of those 2-story level decks with just a bottom layer, a landing, and then a second layer, which is kind of nice because you can have your upstairs be where everybody's sitting and enjoying food. Downstairs you can have the barbecue going, the grill going, and kind of separate that out so you're not getting blasted in the face with smoke.
Is there a reason, before I let you run, that people would choose the conventional wood deck over the composite, maybe besides cost?
Cost obviously is a very big one. Some people do just like the look of traditional wood. The composites do look very wood-like, but we do get a lot of calls that the people are just very adamant that I love traditional wood, I love the smell of it. It feels a little different, it is not as hard. And so, yeah, I mean, there are plenty of reasons why you may want one.
And on the composite, the Trex, you mentioned how it doesn't get hot really. So if you wanted it to be a darker color, does that play into it, the color you choose?
So currently, Trex has introduced a new technology, and basically what it does is it's actually really interesting. When the sun hits it, through a lot of science, it basically keeps the material from ever really getting hot. So, you know, one of the examples that we can show is they'll put a heat lamp up to the board, and it doesn't radiate a lot of heat regardless of the temperature.
So if you really had your heart set on a darker colored stain, you don't have to worry about that because the magic is in the composite,
Exactly.
not the color.
So if you have a deck that's no tree cover, completely under the sun all day long, your wood deck is going to get a little bit more wear and tear. The composite deck, though, it's not going to get that wear and tear, but it's also not going to radiate as much heat off of it. And obviously our summers get pretty hot lately, so it's very beneficial.
All right, then here's where you can find them. It's Armor Exteriors. They'll be out to your house in a couple of days, depending on the level of involvement of the deck you're planning. Hopefully they can have it installed for you within not much time at all. 760-3333 is their phone number. It's armorexteriors.com, but then just make a note of how they're spelling exteriors. There's no E in the beginning. Great to see you, Robert.
All right, thanks for having us.